Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I will be discussing why the Phoenix Suns have a lot to prove this season. Now before I start the video, just wanted to say if you like consistent NBA content, then like, comment, subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. Now let's get on to the video. Now despite the Phoenix Suns most likely not making the playoffs when the NBA starts back up again, I still think they have a lot to prove this season. I think it's crucial for the other Suns players to go out and compete and leave a good impression on Devin Booker, their star player, so he can feel confident about the makeup of this team moving forward. I hate to see good players waste away their prime years on poorly managed teams because this ruins the perception of said player and it leads to them being poorly rated by the media among their peers. Now with that said, there are three players that I want to highlight on this Phoenix Suns team as core pieces moving forward, which are Deandre Ayton, Cam Johnson, and Mikal Bridges. They will all have to step up and show that they're in fact core players that this organization can build around Devin Booker. Now let's start off with Deandre Ayton. The former #1 overall pick barely gets talked about in contrast to his other draftees, Luka Doncic, Trae Young, and even Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. However, Ayton had a really good season of his own. This season he averaged 19 points, 12 boards, and 1.7 blocks in 30 games before the season had a pause. Obviously, he had a suspension early on this season that derailed his start as well, but despite that, he really showed strides this season and even improved on his defense a bit, which had been a knock on him so far in his career. Look for Ayton to really show out when the NBA resumes, and word is out, apparently Ayton has been working out on his three-point shot, which would only make a pick and roll of him and Devin Booker even deadlier. Ayton is already one of the best young bigs in the league, and if he develops a reliable three-point shot, this would elevate him to an all-star status and would be very scary for the league. Now let's move on to Mikal Bridges. Now Bridges is your prototypical 3-and-D wing. However, with that said, he did struggle from 3 a bit throughout the season, but really picked it up after the All-Star break, finishing shooting 35% from 3 on 2.4 attempts per game when the season paused. Now I don't know if Bridges will ever be a big component on the offense on this team, but he's so efficient. I just wish he attempted more threes and more shots because it feels like something's there. If he can get to the 12 to 14 points per game range with all NBA defense, that'd be amazing, because he's already one of the best defenders in the league, and not to mention the Suns played great when he was at the 4 of the season. Also, side note, it'll be interesting if Mikal can turn into a Robert Covington-esque player. We saw how great Covington was playing for the Rockets when they acquired him. The man was putting up some insane defensive stats and was just tailor-made for D'Antoni's system. If Mikal can get to that level, then that would only further solidify his position on this team as a core piece. I'm excited to see him play back when the NBA returns. Now let's talk about Cam Johnson. The sharpshooter out of UNC turned heads when his name was called at the 11th pick in last year's draft, and he will have to prove during this NBA resume that he was well worth the pick, especially with some possible extra minutes up for grabs considering Kelly Oubre is coming off a torn meniscus early in the season and his status is still up in the air whether he'll play or not. Now Cam Johnson is an excellent shooter that can play either the small forward or power forward position, and he can be interchangeable with Mikal Bridges in the lineup. Now while he's nowhere near the defender Bridges is, he's by far the best catch and shoot player on this team, and hopefully he can add more to his game to further help this team. I think at the very least, if he doesn't improve his game any further, he can still have a Doug McDermott impact as a complementary player that can play off of your main stars, like how McDermott plays off Sabonis and Victor Oladipo in Indiana. But anyways, look for Cam Johnson to be much more aggressive this season, especially with the reported weight gain noted by his coach Monty Williams. Now last but not least, let's move on to Kelly Oubre. Now a couple of things I wanted to touch on before I end the video. I didn't include Kelly Oubre in the core pieces with something to prove when the NBA starts up again because he's probably not going to play in the bubble. Just wanted to make sure that's clear. And I do value him as a core piece on his team as well. This kind of applies to him next season when he's able to play and prove himself whether he can be a capable third or second option or not. However, with that being said, I can also definitely see a scenario where Oubre is possibly being overpaid next season by a team in need of a wing that can play defense and be a secondary scorer like the Atlanta Hawks or by another team. And the Suns have to be wary about that and not overpay him, since they're going to have to commit to long-term contracts to the likes of Devin Booker, Deandre Ayton when his rookie deal is up, and most likely Mikal Bridges. But they have to make sure that Kelly Oubre is a capable third option in order to have all that money tied up in his core. And not to mention, on top of that, the Phoenix Suns are already paying Ricky Rubio $17 million over the next 2 seasons, so that's something to look out for. But anyways, if you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to share this video with your friends, and have a blessed day. Peace.